let's jump into questions. Let me open up the chat here. I appreciate everyone for joining. Okay, how many square feet is the Omni? The Omni is 460 square feet, 2-bedroom, 1 bath, and is it's actually 480 square feet. The new model is 10-foot high ceilings and 480 square feet. So almost 500 square feet, but it feels like 600 square feet when you're inside. Any other questions? You can raise your hand up. Should be a little button to raise up your hand. How much does it cost? All right, Chaim, thanks for the question. So again, for our Omnis, which is the 2-bedroom, 1 bath that gets built in 4 hours, we sell that on our website. If you want, I'll navigate you on here. Okay, you should be able to see my website. Do you see my website? Yes. Okay. So you can go to PLADhomes.com. You could go on configure, and you can build your home. The idea is to become the Tesla of homes. And here you can literally build your house instantly online and move you right into financing if you wish, or you could pay cash. Add the various options, choose the different interior colors that you like, and with a $500 deposit, purchase this house. So this particular model, I sell, as you could see, starting at $139,500, but that's retail. If you purchase, typically it's 25 or more, or if you're buying through a builder, if a builder signs up with us and we sell to the builder, this model will start at about 75,000 or less, depending on the volume, right? So, and then our other series, the Aura series, which is stackable up to 3 stories, and could be built. Here, I'll show you I'll show you the Aura series. Just a moment. Show you the Eco 8 as well. So, like for example, this model here, we made it look kind of like a barn style because we put that pitched roof, but you can put a flat roof. You could change the colors. This is a 3-bedroom, 2-bath. So this house we sell in the retail market for about $350,000 for a 8-bedroom, 3-bedroom, 2-bath, 1280 square feet. We wholesale this at about $125 per square foot, which is about $150,000 when we sell to developers and builders. Okay. See, and then in the meantime, while we have, how long does it take to build after delivery? So it takes 3 workers, 1 day to build 160 square feet. Okay, so do the math. 3 workers, 1 day, 160 square feet. So if you have a 500 square foot home, it'll take you 3 days with 3 workers. You have a 1,000 square foot home, it'll take you 6 days with 3 workers, or 3 days with 6 workers. So the calculation is simple. 160 square feet is 3 workers, 1 day. All right, so if you have any other questions, you could post them in the chat. While if anybody has, Eduardo, I was going to ask you.
Yeah, Eli, I just wanted to mention rates.
Yeah, I was going to ask you that question. Yeah, so tell us a little bit about what the interest rates are, because everyone's wondering, oh my God, is this thing going to cost me 20%?
Okay, so basically, if you're going to occupy the property or it's a second home, you're looking at rates in the mid-60s for a 30-year fixed mortgage, or high 5s for a 15-year fixed mortgage. Now, if you're gonna treat the property as investment and you're gonna rent them out, then the rates vary from 6.75 to 8%. Now, if you're gonna build the units, then we do what we call a construction to permanent loan. The construction piece is an interest-only loan for anywhere between 9 and 11%, and then we switch it to a permanent loan on a 30-year fixed with a rate of around a 7.5. So you do get, as competitive loans as you normally get in your conventional traditional products, but you also have the ability to get a construction loan for 12 months to be able to build it yourself, and then change it to a permanent loan directly right after you finish construction. So basically, that's the range of rates that you would see within all these these homes that Ellie's talking.
And what, so if somebody has a bad, has no credit rating or terrible credit,
So
but he owns his home. Can he get a line of credit or HELOC against his house in order to pay for something like this in his backyard?
normally we let you know what you need to do in order to either get a credit score, improve your credit score, or use what we call non-traditional trade lines, which means that you can, you know, give me a copy of your payment for your 12 months utility bills, for example, and I'll count that as a trade line and structure your loan so that you can get a 30-year fixed mortgage at a competitive rate so that you can put one of these in your backyard and be able to rent them out. So there are different things that we could do to be able to set your profile up to be able to get these types of loans. Now, we also have what we call private equity. You're putting down 30 or 40% down on one of these units, then we can use private equity on a fund that we have. And that gets you, you know, the flexibility of not having to have any trade lines, not having to have any credit score. So we do those. Now we prefer to give you a very competitive rate and be able to work with you for a couple of weeks and let you know what we need to do to set, you know, to improve the terms and conditions of what you would be able to get.
Amazing, amazing, excellent. And so we have a couple questions here. So once you place your order, your order is generally complete within 2 weeks, if not less, and then shipped out. And then it takes 36 days to send your order to your closest port, like Miami Port, for example, and then 1 to 2 days to truck it to your location. So figure that by the time, from the time you order, you're looking at about 45 days in a good case, maybe 60 days in the worst case for the product to arrive to your door. Loan options for developers. Eduardo, can you talk about how financing would be done for a developer who wants to buy a piece of land? I know you mentioned the option of being able to finance the land as well as the construction loan. So somebody who has a
Sure.
development, what's the process for them quickly how to finance a development project using PLAD and
It
capital
takes,
collectors?
yeah, it's very fast. You know, loans for developers, you know, the construction part, we finance both the purchase of the land as well as the construction of the homes. So we'll basically on domestic borrowers where the developer is a US resident or citizen, we would be able to go up to as high as 90% loan to cost. Meaning that if you, let's say that you have a project of, you know, $1 million and you've already, put in $100,000 for the lot, we would be able to finance 100% of the construction. That's our best case if you're a domestic borrower with a credit score of above a 740. Now, if you're an international developer looking to do these types of products in the United States, we would be able to finance up to 85% of the loan to cost. That's our best case. You don't have to have any established credit score in the United States, but you do have to have certain amount of experience to be able to get these types of loans. So the more experience that you have, the better terms we're going to be able to get. How long does it take? It takes no more than a week to get a formal term sheet from us, as long as we have all the information that the key there is to get the information. Get me a copy of the budget, get me a copy of all the documentation that I need to do that, prepare that pre-approval and give you a term sheet. Now, from that moment on to closing takes between 2 and 4 weeks.
Right, which again, Calvin's made it now, has finally dived into technology and created an online dashboard where you can go ahead and upload all your documents. It's step by step. It asks you what they need, the experience, the tax returns, etc. And they'll even coordinate with your accountant if needed to, gather those documents. If if you're not an accounting guy and you need they'll speak with your accountant, get all the files you need in order to get you qualified with what's needed to get funded. So the experience is great over there. Eduardo, what is the key difference between would you say between a traditional finance and financing steel modular?
Well, it's an easier finance. Really, believe it or not, really, the steel you know, the steel part of the structure of how they're built makes financing easier just because of the way they're built, the way that insurance companies look at these types of properties. You know, they have the best of every type of financing available just because of the way that they're built, the safety issues, the flexibility, the longevity, how long these, you know, the type of hurricane protection that they have, you know, they're all up to code, all up to standard. Underwriting guidelines, they meet the underwriting guidelines of the toughest underwriting guidelines of every lender. So out there, so it makes our lives a lot easier in terms of being able to offer you a product that best fits for you. Because it really is just basically looking at the credit profile for the borrower, because the property itself, it's easy to finance the property. You just have to take a look at the profile for the client, the specific client, to be able to offer you the good product.
Amazing. So basically, what I'm understanding is certain things like, for example, concrete. I think so. Concrete, you have the problem of cracking, right? You have settling.
Correct.
You have to settle the. You have settling. You have to reinforce the foundation after a certain number of years. We don't have this problem with steel.
Correct.
So and then your upkeeping, your maintenance, right? So basically the ability for lower maintenance, like you said, like you mentioned, longevity, which are all important key factors. And so and then one important thing is when you're financing, Eduardo, a project or a build out, and you're financing a vertical build, I'm sure that you're always worried that the project's going to stop because they can't find skilled labor, or they can't find the right contractors, or the skilled people needed to put this together, the electricians, the plumbers, the whatever it is. If you know, Eduardo, that they can purchase a PLAD product, and it's all the difficult stuff is done over offsite, right? And when they're purchasing, and it's just a matter of like Lego putting it together, is that something that makes you, feel, much better
Yeah.
when it comes to your lending?
The approvals are easy. The approvals are easier because, you know, you don't have to worry about the, you know, the lender, when they see a clear path to finishing construction from start to finish, then that makes underwriting a lot easier, because it gives you a lot of support in order to get these loans approved faster. So that's basically what the product does for you. It speeds up underwriting because there's less risk associated with the build. And that's basically what we see there. That's why we're so excited to do these types of loans with you, because they're easier for us to do.
Yeah.
And it's easier to get the loan. Definitely an easier underwrite.
Amazing. Eduardo, one last question. Today, I'm sure you're seeing that there's a huge issue where even if you could finance a home for someone, they cannot get insured. They can't get insured because maybe the roof, it's shingles, it's time to replace the roof and it's too much money, or maybe the property will never sustain the hurricanes and the water issues and flooding and everything, elevation issues and all that. So does this give you a sense of relief that now you've got an option where all of our homes are made of steel roofs, made to last over
Well,
100 years? So tell me how that would
well,
how that made
longevity,
your job and
as I said, longevity is key. So let's say that even if you resell the home after 5 or 10 years, you're still going to get an easier underwrite, because once we do the appraisals for these properties, normally if you have a normal home, you know, after 5 or 6 or 10 years, you're going to have, you know, look at the 4-point inspection, look at whether the thing is leaking or whether it has cracks, or, you know, all that, you know, you're eliminating that portion of potential risk and cost associated with your property when you use these types of properties. So again, the insurance factor in Florida is key, because of everything that we know that has happened. You know, premiums has shot up really incredibly high. It's harder to qualify with a higher premium. You know, it's
right,
harder to get insurance when, you know, your roof has a leak or
right,
has the potential to leak. So yeah, from that standpoint, definitely you eliminate a portion of the risk completely, at least for the very beginning. definitely.
Amazing. So what you're saying, Eduardo, what I'm understanding is that a home made of steel has a much better future resale, opportunity. Your resale opportunities are huge, because if you ever want to sell your home in 5, 10, 15, 20 years, you're not going to have to deal with these, expiring roofs and expiring, foundation issues and structural issues and things that when you're doing your 4-point mitigation or your insurance inspection, that they come back and say, here, you got to spend hundreds of thousands of dollars to fix your home before you can even sell it, or before we'll even be able to get a mortgage on the next buyer that's going to come to purchase the home. That's what I understand.
I think that's a lot of the future is going that way. Really, the
Right.
trend is that you're able to do a construction or buy a property where you're gonna have less maintenance, you're gonna have less risk, you're gonna be able to get a loan in faster, quicker, easier. So definitely, I think that's a trend that will continue to grow in the future. I don't see any other way. It's
Amazing.
more flexible, faster, more efficient, definitely.
Incredible. So I think that wraps up our webinar. Eduardo, thank you so much for having us. Really appreciate it. We got some of our team members here as well. We really appreciate it. So it's always a pleasure. And
Thank
if
you for everything.
if there's any other questions, you guys could reach out. Very easy. You could visit our website, pladhomes.com. You can go to calbadvisors.com. You can reach out to Eduardo or myself on our website, fill out our form, and keep informed. Also, we do have also a WhatsApp channel. So if you visit our website, send us an email, we can add you to the channel. I think you may be able to search it on WhatsApp, search PLAD Homes, and you'll be able to join it, so that any updates that we have, any new models we come up with, anything that is new in your area, you'll be informed about it. All right. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Take care, everybody. Bye.
Thank you.